Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Ending Hour Podcast.
Yeah, guys, so today we have two special guests with us. We have XO and we have Wavy. What's going on, fellas?
What's up?
What's going on with y'all?
Not much, man, not much. Just chilling. You know, you guys are our first guest of the year. So, yeah, we're honored to have you guys today. And, you know, we're excited to get into your backstory and, you know, let the people know who you guys are and what you guys do.
Glad y'all decided to start with us.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So
started with the best.
Started off with a bang.
There you go. There you go.
So tell us a little bit about y'all's like musical background. Like, how did y'all get into music? When did it start?
Sure, you want to take the lead of me?
Shit, I'll let you go first. Mine's probably kind of long.
Hurry, I feel. Hey, mine ain't gonna be no shorter. I'll tell you that. So for me, I grew up. You know what I'm saying? I had a religious background. I actually started my musical journey in the church. So from a young age, I was singing, cantering, that type of thing. I was like leading the church in song long before I ever did the whole rap deal and shit like that. But we still try to praise with every little bit of music and content that I make, that type of thing. I remember, I think the first time I ever did like any type of concert or like an actual performance for a whole like large crowd of people, I was probably like third grade. So that's really where I started. And then I remember getting into high school, things of that nature. I kind of like veered off of it, but I started seeing, you know, with the internet, everybody popping up. I was like, shit, maybe I should, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I shouldn't neglect my talents or what God did give me. Maybe I should lock in and do that type of thing. So that's pretty much where I got my start. And yeah, we've been on that path since. So
okay, yeah. I mean that's kind of like what was it? Chris Brown had that start too, didn't he? He started a church and he was founded for, was it Usher or something?
That boy XO can sing. Y'all don't even know that.
Sarah was actually checking out your the TikTok or whatever. He was like, "Yeah, this man can sing."
Oh man, I try to do our thing. You feel me? That was a nice little video, and it's actually crazy. I'll definitely get into that as we move forward. Mm-hmm. But that, if anybody has seen the actual video that he's referring to on TikTok, I was saying like some Frank Sinatra. It blew up. That is my all-time favorite type of music. Swing music, 30s, 40s, 50s. That is 100% my go-to. It might not be what I make, but I absolutely love that shit. I eat it up, bro.
Nice. How about you, Wavy?
Well, I got my background. I was actually forced kind of to start rapping when I was like 11. We all were staying with my grandma, and it was like 10 kids and just her. So she made us all go to camps, and it was like I could either dance, produce, draw and paint, or rap. And I was like, I already knew how to kind of do the other three, so I was like, fuck it, I'll rap. We can cuss on here, right?
Yeah.
All right, just check it. I'm like, shit, yeah, I'll just rap. And then like, I don't know, man, it was like everyone else was having so much trouble, and like as soon as I started writing, like it was over. Like I was just writing songs on songs. So I've been writing since I was 11, and then I started recording at 15. Me and my boys had a laptop and a mic, and we were like, it's about time we started recording this stuff. So been going since.
Nice. What program did y'all start with when you started recording?
Oh my God, man. So we had this tiny square mic, just USB, plugged straight into the computer. And we were using, what is it called? Audacity. We had Audacity to record on Audacity, bro.
Crazy work.
Yep. Yes, I feel like that's what everyone starts with.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, nowadays it's Bandcamp. Kids got Bandcamp. We didn't have Bandcamp, man. I'm one of the OGs. We did not have Bandcamp, man. I wish we had something like that back in the day, because Audacity sounded terrible. You really had to be an engineer to work with that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's real. That BandLab, bro, I just feel like that's honestly a cheat code. I don't know if I've ever used it, but they be having like the presets.
Yes, there's auto-tune on there. No, man, that was not.
Yeah, nowadays it's crazy. They have so many different like plugins and stuff like that.
Yes,
it just makes it so much easier. You ain't have to do like so much in post.
Yes.
Yeah, we were our story with Audacity. First thing I remember is we were at our parents' house. We were still in high school, and I remember him sitting outside the closet upstairs, and I'm inside the closet.
Yes, that's exactly what I was.
Yep.
Only space for one motherfucker in the closet.
Yep. Trying to use coats and everything you can to just try to soundproof it.
Yep. Oh my God.
So who were some of your biggest like influences when y'all first got started in music that like made y'all kind of have that drive and that passion for it?
All right. So when I was a kid, I really liked like pop music, and like I fucked with like, bruh, I was fucking with like Maroon 5 and like shit like that, and like Bruno Mars was my shit. I fucked with Adele heavy, but then like I don't know, when I got a little older, became a teenager and shit, that's when I found out about like Drake and Lil Wayne and everything. Like I knew them and listened to them as kids, but when I started rapping, like I started rapping before I started researching and watching rap. Like it was crazy. So I don't know. That's just how my influences came from, a lot of pop shit. But I do like now, like my influences probably like Lil Wayne, Drake, Kanye West is probably my biggest one for sure. Kanye West.
I mean, Kanye.
Kanye.
We need that Kanye crazy. Fuck what y'all talking about. Kanye's the GOAT.
Best artist. I think he's one of the best artists to ever live, for sure.
Nah, definitely. I don't even think there's any debating that. Like, even if you don't like a lot of his, like, his socio-political moves, if you want to say it, and those type of stunts and shit, you can't deny that the music is just T. Right. The music is top
Some
tier.
Some of the best stuff ever.
For real.
For sure.
Yeah, and he's like one of those people, like, I mean, behind closed doors, you know, and when they're not in the public space, public eye, you know, they portray one way, but behind closed doors, he's probably totally different too. Yeah. But, I mean, yeah, he's like one of those dudes that are like so artistic, so smart, that like he just comes off different to people and they're not acceptive to that. So, but Kanye is one of the creative geniuses of like our time, for sure.
Oh, yes. Like 100%. Undoubtedly so. Like
I like to watch those like behind the scenes, like seeing him in the studio. And I saw one of Drake. He was just like hitting the hookah, and he was just like, you saw how he was working with whoever he was collabing with at the time, and then like the producer. And they were just like going off. I think they were doing, it was the song. What's the song of his that has like the trumpets in the background?
Trophies.
Yep, Trophies.
Yeah.
They were doing that.
If it's a Drake question, I got you.
They were doing. It was the making of Trophies, and he was like, "Damn, this shit's hard." And he kept like adding in things, and the producer and him were just throwing each other like their knowledge going back and forth. It was crazy.
And it's like I've actually like I said, when I started researching rap, I've been watching artists in the studio for like 10 years. So it's just crazy, like now doing it and like being in big studios and working with producers and shit. And it's like, I don't know, it's literally the exact same process. Like you think these guys are doing something crazy and like that they're like doing things you're not capable of touching, but it's like you really do the exact same things as them if you work hard enough. So
yeah, I definitely feel that. I second that motion.
Yeah.
I say as far as my influences, I already touched on it a little bit. Obviously, the whole swing music, which a lot of people don't even know. I remember I was talking to this girl, and I was playing the songs for her. Because I think we had like a long ride or something. I was going back to see my peoples in Fayetteville. And she was like, she called it like New York music or something like that. I think people just call it that because of the New York, that type genre.
Like
but
Harlem shit.
Yeah, exactly. But nah, swing is definitely one of my biggest. And it's crazy. I didn't even find swing music until I was like 4th or 5th grade. I don't know if you guys play like any video games, but like you fuck with Fallout.
Yeah, we haven't played it personally. We are more like first-person shooters, but yeah.
I heard. Now, I fuck with the first-person shooters too. You feel me? I'll shoot them up a little bit. But like, if anybody who's watching this, if you guys have watched the show Fallout or even played any of the games, like they have this radio. Well, they have a radio for like each one, and all they do is play like old-style music the whole time. So you're sitting there killing little creatures and all this type of shit, but you listen to this soft, you feel me? This nice little classic music. Outside of that, though, I'd say my influences range everywhere from Nat King Cole, Frank, at that era, all the way up to like modern style. You know, you got Juice WRLD. He's the GOAT. R.I.P. that man.
Yeah. Yep.
Can't go without Juice. You know what I'm saying? Definitely Wayne. That's a motherfucking, like, I can't even debate that. Who else? I'd say on the rock side, I fuck with like Nirvana heavy. And I know that's like cliche, but like,
no, bro, they're the
it can't
goats.
Have y'all ever heard of band Dayseeker?
No.
Oh, y'all got to look that up. If y'all like that, like I don't want to disrespect them, call them pop, but it's like that pop
That's
rock.
That's my favorite shit on the planet.
I'm telling y'all,
bro. I was just telling you. Listen,
if we wouldn't get copyrighted, I'd pull out this phone and play some Dayseeker right now. But yeah, Dayseeker, look that up, dude. They're banger on banger. It's like they're one of those artists where they literally just, no matter what, every song you listen to it, you're like, oh, this the hit of the album? Oh, this the hit of the album? No, the whole album's fire.
I'm gonna tap in.
Y'all gotta see that. And they just played at House of Blues last. I think it was last. Was it last April or it was April 2023 or 2024? Yeah. But yeah, I forget which year we went. But yeah, it was fire. I think it was April 2023. But yeah,
and Myrtle Beach. So
are they like a newer band, like releasing stuff now, or are they old and y'all are like?
I think they've been doing it for a while because my girlfriend's two sisters. Yeah. They're 33 now, but they've been listening to them for a while. So I think they've been around for a minute.
Yeah, gotcha.
But yeah, it was them and a band called Silverstein. Okay. Silverstein was headlining it, but they were like just as popular.
Yeah, gotcha.
So what type of what's your guys' style of music? Like, what are you
literally? I know this is the most common answer. Like everybody likes out there, but literally everything. We'll listen to everything. And the way I am is I'm suited to a mood. So So sometimes I'll be driving down a Sunday afternoon, and I'll be having modern that pop country Russell Dickerson type stuff on, and then other times if we're going out, we to go out to the bars and clubs and stuff to network on Fridays and Saturday nights, and I'll be listening to nothing but Polo G, Rocco that we were showing y'all, Future, stuff like that. And then, we went to the Dayseeker concert, so we were listening to anything between Nickelback, Three Doors Down, Dayseeker, Silverstein, stuff like that. So really a wide variety of music.
Oh yeah, I listen to different music when I'm alone. I'm one of those guys. When I'm with the guys, I'll play some trap shit. But when I'm alone, I'm straight. I'm listening to pop, old rock, all that.
Hey, and don't let that shit go over nobody's head either. This motherfucker is an undiscovered pop star. Hey, he be singing his little ass off of that bit, bro. I tell you, bro. Don't count these trap artists out. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Hey, don't count them out for sure. No, but, I mean that kind of leads me into my next question. How would you guys describe how would you place your genre of the music you guys create? What would you guys say it is?
I'd say
just like him, a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
okay. Literally, purposely everything.
For sure.
And just like you said, it depends on the mood I'm in, or where my life is at the time.
Heard.
I don't know, my life goes in periods, right? When I used to trap a lot, I'd make a lot of trap music and shit. But my life also has a lot of serious and deep and personal shit going on. So a lot of my songs are either about relationships, past relationships, or a lot of life shit, just a lot of deep life shit. Most of my shit is storytelling shit. I literally just make music to tell my story. And then there's music I make with the guys where we do it for shows and we do it to turn up. And that's where the trap shit comes from. But most of my solo shit is just mostly just personal and deep shit. I can't put no genre as far as rock or sound, because I'll do a rock song today, then I'll do a deep R&B song tomorrow, and then I'll do indie folk song the next day. So I can't.
So you got range to it.
Yeah, crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's got range.
Nice.
So it's kind of how one of the artists I like is MGK, because he has the ability to cover all kinds of different genres, and I mean he put out rap, and then next thing you know he's putting out a metal song, and then a pop song, and it's damn dude, he has a wide variety of talents, and he knows how to tap into the creative market in each genre,
and each one still sounds like him.
Exactly. Yep.
Speaking of MGK, I know y'all saw that Subservience with Megan Fox. Top tier. All I'm gonna say is, bro, I want her as my AI.
He keeps talking about this movie.
I do. It's so. She just looked too good. My fault, MGK. If we ever in the studio, don't be my ass, bro.
That ain't his girl no more. He good.
They broke up.
Yeah, shoot. No, I'm about to
How
say,
would you describe your genre, twin?
Shoot. So singularly, individually, I'd say my genre. I don't know. He could tell you. Every time we go on tour and I'm driving, I'll let, you feel me, all my music just play. And I got hella songs, and they range everywhere from literally the old style shit to new age rap, rock, pop, mixing. I say I'm more of a genreless rock star. And I just try to make what sounds good. I might be feeling kind of what you listen to, you feel me, depending on mood. How I am that day is going to be the basis of whatever art I made. And that's been perpetuated my whole career. So I'd say definitely my bread and butter is melodic cloud rap, and mixing that in with new styles. You feel me? Sometimes I try a little something new. I might be closer to the spoken word, and then other times I'll stick more to the melody. And sometimes it's just easier to sing. I'm not gonna lie, my brain doesn't hurt having to think of lines and shit. I'll just be instead of, you feel me, making this metaphor, I'll be ooh la la, you know what I'm saying? That type shit, get on it.
Yeah.
But as the gang, we kind of, you know what I'm saying, he kind of touched on that. Collectively, we make a lot of rap, but we even dive in there. I've done shit with Shake and Vaughn that's been more on the singing side, that stepped out of their typical genre and shit like that. And then, you feel me, I've done stuff that steps out of mine, more on the just straight trap, no auto-tune, just raw, getting the energy in there, that type vibe. So
it's crazy because we're more known as a group. So our group music is all trap, 90% of it. So that's what most people know. But all of our separate music is slow, deep, personal rap mostly. Or his is like singing, pop, like vocals, harmonies and shit. So it's just crazy because everyone hears like our group music first and they assume that we all like just make like straight trap music. And then they go to all our solo discographies and it's just way different shit.
Okay, so you guys you talking about the collective. So what is your guys' collective's like name?
Broken World.
Broken World. So you guys have individual like social medias for your collective as well?
Oh yeah. We're all solo artists and we became a collective.
Okay.
Like we started out really is like kind of like a management company and just like people who were working together. And then we just started making so much music together that we decided to put out an actual group project. And then that's how we've toured all the time, because it's obviously easier to tour as a group than like just one of us going. You feel me? So we've always toured as a group, did our shows as a group, and then we put the group project out. So lately we've really been a group, but we're all just solo artists who we came to work in the business together. But it just
everybody's
it's kind of like it reminds me of like how Young Money was like back in the day.
Exactly,
it's like you had a whole like it's kind of like a stable of like individual artists that come together just for like the dynamic effect.
Nice. It's like,
so when y'all are on tour, do y'all play like stuff that y'all create as a group, or do y'all play individual stuff, or both?
We always do group shit, specifically because I like for everybody to be able to get some time in. Because there's like, in the group total, there's 12. And so every time we go to a show, there's at least 7, 8 of us. The least we'll have is 4. So like we got to make sure everybody gets at least one verse in on the mic sometimes. Like if there's 10 of us who go to the show, we got to make sure like each song has like 4 people on it, because all of our songs have 4 or 5 artists on it. We do like cypher styles, freestyles, like all that type of shit like that. So that's just usually our sets is just straight group songs. Straight group songs.
So like what is y'all's typical like songwriting process? So like when you're in the studio, you just cook it up. It's different every time.
Literally, we find beats and then like we'll sit down and take turns and like we'll
punching
like straight up, just sit down in a chair, think of it off your head and record it. But like we even lately, there's so many of us like in the studio and like everybody's like dying to rap. Like, all right, when is it gonna be my turn? We have this wheel, like we put everybody's name in, and like that's how the song order gets chosen. Like whoever goes first gets chosen, then next, and then that's how the songs get built. That one's been fun. That's been real fun lately. Like we literally letting fate decide the song.
I mean, it's a fair and fun process. So I mean, you can't argue. Like, damn, I mean, the wheel chose. You know what I mean?
Oh, trust me, they're still arguing. Because they're still arguing. Even
that's we do argue.
Hop about the chair. You gonna get the shit on either end of it, bro.
We're really about to get to the point where we have 2 studios like in the same crib. That's how.
All right, so you guys you have a home studio?
Yeah, we have our own shit for sure.
Yeah, nice. Sure. So and that's good too, because you go to a studio, professional studio or whatever, and you're paying for time. So
you're wasting a lot of that shit, bro. Because I've been to so many nice studios for years. Like I used to go. All I did was go to big studios. Like, bro, you would go in there and you're just coming up with the song. Like even if you come in there with shit finished, if you haven't worked with this engineer that much, you got to learn each other. It's going to take an hour of the time just to learn each other. If you're coming in with 6, 7 homies, you're worried about people going out to the car, rolling up, who's doing what on this song. You're just wasting a lot of time. It's way easier when it's in the house and like you're just on your own time. You can just sit there, no matter how long it takes, you're good. Like when you're in the studio, you're like, damn, I'm trying to get 6 songs done in 4 hours. Like, no, it's not happening.
And then you start stressing it, and you're like, if you have a home studio, you have to like allocate those funds initially, but it's an investment on yourself.
Yes.
Because then you start building the music yourself, and you're like, damn, now I got all this money that I can allocate towards tour, merchandising, collabs, whatever it might be.
I would book 12-hour studio sessions, and it'd be in a studio I've never been to before in the city. I've only been to this once, and the engineer wouldn't be that good, or like we wouldn't work together well. I'd leave a 6-hour session with like 2 songs, and I'm like, I just spent like $800. Like that'd be the worst.
I think the big thing for me when it comes to like the difference also working like home studio versus or just your own personal studio, doesn't have to be at home, wherever the fuck you set up, is also the element of experimentation. That not to say that you can't experiment, but like he's saying,
you can't,
when you
waste
got
your time.
Exactly, and when you only have a certain amount of time, it's like, damn, you can't play around with this, that, and the third. You have to just give it what you had in mind. But like, there's plenty of times where I'll write some shit down, you feel me, and I'll be prepared to record that freestyle or whatever, and I'm like, damn, I see I hear the beat, excuse me, and I'm like, damn, shit, now I want to do something different. Niggas, I start moving around. What you mean?
Just drop the mic.
Just drop the mic a little bit so it picks up. Yep.
Yeah, but that definitely is a big difference. I'll say you don't really have that same open creativity. Right. You're kind of locked into whatever you'd already planned. So
right, that's true. Yeah, because I mean, like I said, at the house is probably so much more relaxed. Whenever we did music, like we had a home studio that we built. Like,
hell yeah.
So yeah, that's what we we looked up going to the studios and we saw how much the hourly rate was. That's what we stressed about. It's like, dude, we're new to this. Like, we're still like trying to like create our creative process. And then like, you know, we were like, damn, man, we're going to put like hundreds of dollars and we might come out with nothing or barely anything.
Yes. It's way better when you already have your creative process figured out.
Yes.
Like in these recent years, like I can go to another studio and we'd be just fine. But it was like years ago, like when I was starting and like, I'm still figuring out my voice. I'm still figuring out my flow. I'm still figuring out if I like to punch in or do the whole verse. Like I'm still figuring out my layering. Like it was just so many experiences of studios where I'd come out with 1 or 2 songs that I liked out of like 6, 8 hours, 12-hour sessions getting 3 songs done. I'm like, yeah. And then at my house, I'm doing a song an hour. So I'm like, what's the difference? Like why can't?
Facts.
It's literally trying to explain something to an engineer. It's rare where you find an engineer who you click with automatically. That's why they always say you got to build your relationship with yours.
Right. Yeah. 100%. I mean, you could see like in some of the like those behind the scenes videos, like I was mentioning, like I saw a bunch from Justin Bieber, and he had like the same engineer on an entire album.
Yes.
And he had like 3 or 4 different engineers that he used, like one that did multiple albums. But you would see, because like that's very important, especially because like albums a lot of time will have a similar like vibe.
Yes.
And then if you don't have the same engineer, then it's like, oh shit, that vibe might be different. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. So when y'all are like doing like you know, basically your craft, what is some of the ways that you get around any kind of creative blocks? Or do you not really find yourself encountering very many of those?
I embrace the blocks, personally anyway. I think like whenever you hit a block, it means you're doing something right. It's kind of just like the same concept of whenever you're doing something right, everybody will tell you you're doing something wrong, or, oh, you shouldn't do this, X, Y, and Z. I feel like my brain also works the same way. Whenever there's something that, you feel me, I'm blocked off, whether it be the words, the flow, I can't figure out what I want to do with the mix, because I also engineer too. I mean,
nice.
We all have some type of hand on it. This man's a whiz with the effects, you know what I'm saying? We are our own engineers as well as artists. But moving onward, I'd say whenever I encounter that sort of brick wall or whatever the hell it is, writer block, whatever you want to call it,
yep.
I try my hardest to just grab the sledgehammer and just go through, because that's usually where the best work comes through. You also look at it, I know Ed Sheeran was talking about like in the beginning of most artists' journey, a lot of the work is derivative of whatever they heard. And he was saying over time, at first you're pumping out shit. Like think of like a sink drain.
Yeah.
Or you think about a sink or whatever. Over time the water passes through the blockage and pushes all that out until the good water's just flowing through and you don't have any of the murky bullshit that was backed up. So that sledgehammer and that brick wall, I kind of think of it like the same way.
That's a good analogy, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I was thinking, like, you guys are talking about having the collective, and I was thinking like individually, I could see you guys having that block, but having that collective, everybody sitting like how we are now. I mean, and you guys have more people in the collective, so like you might be having a block, and your boy over here, he might have that idea that helps crash through that block.
It has been a lot harder to get a block since we've been around the gang, because like even like back at Corona and a little bit before that, like I was alone, like Dolo and me. I don't know. Writing is always easy for me. Like I said, I can make a song in like an hour. So like I'll never get like writer's block for real, but I'll get creator's block to where like, all right, these last 10 songs have kind of had the same sound. Like, what am I going to do different for that? Or it's like, I'll do like, as far as like music videos or visuals, I'll get a block on like, all right, how can I do something cool with that? Writer's block actually really never comes from me, which is crazy. It's because I'm always going through terrible shit. Like, I swear to God. So like,
inspired by pain.
Inspired. I might name something that inspired by pain. I swear
Some of the best artists are though.
Like that's it. So like, as long as life keeps being terrible, man, I'll keep having good shit to make.
There you go.
Y'all know an artist.
Silver lining.
Yeah, y'all know an artist named he started on YouTube. Now he's pretty big. Connor Maynard.
No,
I've actually heard. I don't think I've heard any of his music, but I've definitely heard the name.
Yeah, y'all got to look him up. Like he took over YouTube. Like probably I'd say like at least like maybe like 8 to 10 years ago. He was like one of the bigger artists that like I looked into, and like Boyce Avenue, Connor Maynard, Tyler Ward, a bunch of those like YouTube based artists, and some of his stuff is just absolute bangers. He has like some upbeat stuff. He has a lot of covers obviously come from YouTube, but then he has like more like you could tell he was going through some shit.
It's actually that dude beside Tory Lanez right there.
Oh yeah,
on the TV.
Oh, shoot.
Yep.
Tory Lanez.
Free
Tory.
Free bro.
Free
twin.
For real, if you guys like on the way home, you look him up. He has an album. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. I'll shoot it to you. But I mean, what we were just talking about, making music or any type of art through pain. He had a whole album of he just went through a breakup, dove right into the music, and his album that he put out, from that inspiration, is absolutely fire. It's really good.
I always say music sounds the best when you can tell that it's true. There's a lot of people who make songs that were written by other people, or they're just writing it because it's going to sound good, or they know it's going to be a hit. But like when you can hear somebody saying something and you know that's their story and their life, you can hear it, you can feel it.
I love whenever I find a good cover or original on TikTok, and it's just some guy just bodying the song, and then one of the top 3 comments is like, yo, he spoke to that song, like he spoke to the mic there, like we feel the emotion coming off that, because that's what music is. Like, I mean, it can be very hypnotizing. Like, you're feeling that in that emotion that's going through. So like you're saying, when it's a personal relation, it's not just some ghostwriter, you're just like hitting something for a bag, then you're absolutely.
And the people definitely, I'll say, they see the real, because especially in the rap game specifically, it's a whole lot of actors. It is a whole lot of actors, and that doesn't mean they're good actors, but
they're just saying it because it's cool.
Exactly. It's let me grab this chop.
There's people who the people who make songs about doing pills and shit, and they never even took the pills, never even seen those kind of. I don't know. It's just especially after people like Juice and X, there's just a lot of
oh Lord,
a lot of fake in rap.
A lot of the young up and comers, that's what they're
people talking
they're tapping
about
into because they've seen other people do it,
stuff like that.
You don't have no op.
Never been in a fight.
Oh God, for sure. But so are you guys signed to a label at all, or are you interested in signing with a label in the future? If you're not,
it's different. We have our own like we said, we're a management company, so we plan on always having our own business set up, but we're always we would always do a tour deal or a distribution deal or publishing. It depends on if it's right. A lot of people are like, oh, labels are fucked, labels will screw you. But actually, a lot of people don't know that period of time is low-key over. Every label has been exposed. Most people know which labels not to fuck with. Most people know what to look for in a contract. Most people know to come with your own lawyer now. It's just now it's just all the people who got screwed by labels kind of have their own businesses, and those are the people you sign to now. People who don't. So there's a lot the independent music market is huge now. People don't know that. There's independent labels just as big as regular labels, and you don't even know the difference these days.
And I feel like social media changed that too.
Yes, it did. 100%. It did.
Because I mentioned Boyce Avenue, they decided to never go with the label because they just believed that their creative process was going to change. Because when you sign to a label, a lot of times they can kind of tweak your creative process, and a lot of artists lose that likeness basically from their fan base that they build on their own. Whenever their label says, "No, we want you to go this route. We want you to start sounding like this," and you probably know off the top of your head a dozen different examples of that. And Boyce Avenue was like, "Nah, we'll stick with us." And it was just 3 brothers, and they ended up overpassing Linkin Park because Linkin Park started out on YouTube.
Okay.
And they actually surpassed Linkin Park as the most viewed YouTube band of all time.
Oh shit.
And they're like that alternative rock pop thing. Y'all should look them up.
I'll say
BOYCE Avenue. But
Where's Avenue? I also want to add to that. The other end of it is this too. Nowadays, the way labels work is not the same. You could be an undiscovered nobody with a beautiful voice and songwriting capabilities back then, and it went way differently. Whereas nowadays, people have conflated fame with talent when it's not the same thing. I feel like nowadays they're more so looking to see if you're able to carry, manage, and build a platform of people who are willing to watch you, regardless of what it is they're watching. Obviously, we're talking about music. This element expands to other areas too, but I feel like if people are already just waiting, and when I say people, I mean the labels, if they're already waiting to see if you can build your own shit, it's independently. Not to say that I'm adverse to ever signing, but why not just keep building upon that? Right. I mean, we've seen it. It does work nowadays. We have the internet. We have all these different avenues of making your music, making it make money for you, and actually having that as a career. But I mean, that's not to say that I wouldn't ever do it, but
it got to be a great setup. It's got
to make sense. Because I mean, who really? I mean, I don't listen to the radio. I don't know about y'all. I haven't listened to the radio in years, and it's that used to be the meta. It's oh, if I'm going to get discovered, I got to go to a label who has these distribution deals, who can get me on the radio, get me airtime, and put me in front of people, or can get me on a tour where I'm maybe opening for somebody who is a huge name, and I know there's going to be hundreds of thousands of eyes on it. Nowadays, you could turn on your phone, record a TikTok, and next thing you know, that blows up overnight, and you have 1 million plus views. And now you've done that kind of exposure yourself.
Yes.
So when you have the ability to kind of use social media for what kind of a powerhouse it is, and promote your own stuff and put yourself out there, I mean, sometimes social media managers can even replace a label.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Separate businesses. There's like, you don't need a label to cover everything. You only need them to cover the things you lack.
Yep, exactly.
So
even the labels, they also outsource. So another way, I've seen people talk about this.
You use what they use.
Exactly.
Use their same
literally
resources.
hire those same ass people because they're not signed to the label. You know what I'm
They
saying?
work with the label.
Exactly.
Like labels work with social media marketers. Labels work with tour promoters. Like, so you just go work with those same people, which we do. Like, that's how our tour is coming about. That's a whole bunch of shit. Like, so that's.
I feel like that's the new age route to take when it comes to music, at least to begin with, because we all see how it works today.
Yep.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's definitely, and you can just see it, man. You can see it in every aspect of life, how social media, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, all of it has just affected everyday life and everyday businesses. It's just, it's a growing thing. And if you don't jump on board, you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't jump on and put yourself out there in the social media space. But yeah, I mean,
it's too easy,
and you never know what platform is going to be big for you. Like, we're on all platforms, but like when we had we were not a podcast related video, but we were posted some random video of him dancing. It said it was a sound that was this guy singing, and he posed it was he was listening to somebody singing in the shower next to the door, when your homeboy's in the shower hitting that gas, and he started dancing to it, and it had 120,000 views on Facebook. And I was like, dude, I thought it was gonna get maybe 500 to 1,000 more local people would see it. Totally,
you just never
blew
know,
up. What the hell?
People also neglect Facebook. Facebook is the social media platform with the absolute most users.
Yeah,
and I'm one of those people included.
I don't use that shit.
I feel like an old head on it. But shit is important.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's weird. I mean, like you said that, because I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at my Instagram, my personal, not our ending hour stuff, but my personal. And you look at my Facebook. I mean, out of everything, followers, people, I have the most friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
So I mean, if I posted something on Facebook, I'm getting a lot of eyes because I have that many people, and it's because I've had it since it came out in 2008 or some shit.
Yeah, I've had my shit since 2010 at least. 2009 probably.
And every platform has a different algorithm, so really it's just about learning. How does this algorithm work?
And the most effective is use all them bitches.
Yep.
Every single
Everything.
one of them. That's what we trying to work on right now, because we're good as fuck on Instagram. I don't personally use TikTok, but a lot of the other team members are good on TikTok. We don't really use Facebook that much, but I don't know, just mostly Instagram. So that's what we're trying to get on, is social media marketing specifically.
Gotcha.
We're trying to turn up on that part for sure.
But you guys mentioned touring. So going off of that, what is or do you guys have a most memorable show that you guys did, or something like that?
I'm gonna let him speak first.
Laser Dim, nigga.
Yep.
Yeah.
700, baby.
There was 700 people there. Definitely.
Where's this?
This was in Raleigh.
Okay.
So we work with these people called In The Fest a lot. I'm gonna tap y'all in with them. They're huge out in Raleigh. Y'all can go out there, pod, all of that. They tap in with In The Fest, man. So we do a lot of shows with them. Every tour we do at least 4, 5, 6 shows with them. They booked Laser Dim. It was their biggest show, our biggest show, everything. Yeah. We opened up for him and 2S Dirtball. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of Laser Dim 700.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah, bro. So a lot of sometimes going into crowds who don't know you because you're just an opener, you'll get a cool reaction. They'll turn up cool sometimes, but this time they went nuts for us. Actually, for us, people always go nuts. Crazy. Not even bragging. That's just, we always get love for some reason. But for all the other openers, people will just stand there, look around, be on their phones. But every time we get on there, we shut shit down. Every time.
Oh, yeah.
But this one was crazy. I'm talking about first song played before the end of the first hook, whole crowd had lights up. This man grabs a bag of we had tiny bags of weed, brought hundreds of the bags with our ats and everything on them. Bros throwing weed out to the crowd. They start going crazy.
Yeah, that's smart.
That is
super smart.
One of the best. Yeah.
Safe to say, everybody left high after that shit. That's all I'm saying.
That was when we had
So how's it look on stage with the lights? And you can't see anything but just a whole cheer of lights.
No, because you can see people, you can see the people, and then when you start seeing lights go up, it's just it makes you feel amazing. You're this person thinks I'm good enough to record on their phone, and then when it's hella lights, that's when you know you're doing something crazy. We jump into the crowd, all types of shit. So I don't know. they be fucking with us, man.
Yeah,
and
man,
the lights be the best part.
Shit.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the lights is on you. That's when you know you doing something right.
That's how you know. Like, people think it's really good enough to record. They put all their lights up.
Well, I mean, I hear about that like a lot because we haven't been to that many concerts, but like we went to a Pitbull concert late 2022, like August, September of 2022, and like we did not expect it to be like as good as it was. Like it was at where was that in Raleigh? Big like stadium, like
Ritz, or is it
no something Creek or Walnut Creek or something like that. Somewhere out there, but it was but it was awesome.
Yeah,
and they had like it was huge, and like we like and it ended up raining, but like we just like, got drunk, like took our shirts off and just like enjoyed the vibe, and just like
rock out.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like I mean with the way y'all describe it, y'all really like involve the crowd and get it to where like y'all are not just producing or like putting your music out there, but you're also like the entertainment, the entertainment aspect.
You guys sound like you have like really good engagement.
Yeah, yep. Sure. Audience engagement's probably at a high for sure.
You have to.
Yep, and I feel like that's what people are gonna, because they can like y'all's music, but the way that y'all get involved with the crowd is gonna be,
every
equally
time we get off
memorable
stage,
for them. Yep.
People swarm us asking for our like social media. Like people don't do that to all like openers or people perform. It's just real. You got to engage with them, and they'll engage with you.
Yep, exactly.
It's definitely real love, and that's what I've seen. I've also only been a part of Collective this past year. Actually, coming up on his birthday at this end of this month, it will be a certified year.
Yeah, he missed the real first year of this shit. But
I was doing like some solo shit separately, and I had my motion, but it was different. I seen it. Look, like we still collabed and shit like that. Like I was working with everybody. Exactly. But I'm so very glad to be a part of the team at this point in time, bro. We
glad to have you, twin.
All game, right? You know it. We do straight rock star shit, and also I love the fact these motherfuckers keep me grounded. Cause I feel like I be doing too much crazy shit, and then Wavy be in my ear like, "Yo,
this
bro,
man's out of this world, bro.
Nah, he's out of this world. He's not lying. I do.
Real life rock star.
Yeah, I mean, shit. I mean, on a different note, to change the subject because I thought about this, like looking at your pants. So like, we picked your Instagram, and we saw like you guys are into fashion as well.
Hell yeah,
yeah.
So like, do you guys like have a clothing line, or do you collab with one, or like what do you guys have going on in the fashion world?
So we have one of our own that's on our team. And then a few artists on the team have their own, and then we have a bunch in town that we work with, like Visions Attire, that's our clothing brand. But then one of our artists, Young Pale, he got Nice Guy. Our boy Jai got Introvert. We got somebody in Pittsburgh. He got Tripper. We got too many. Era in town, Equal Rights Apparel. I don't know if you ever heard of them. Fuck with them heavy. I don't know, gang. Like, just like how we have hella artists, we got hella clothing brands. Like, we got hella people who make clothes that they go crazy, man. We just...
Yeah, that's something that me and him, we're gonna start diving into is merch.
Okay.
Having it, selling on the store. People reach out to us. Once we get all the merch and stuff, people that come on like you guys, we'll catch you guys like either you guys come back or we catch you outside. Then we'll get you guys hoodie or whatever.
Hell
you
guys gotta do that.
But yeah, like we're definitely interested in that. We're gonna get into that soon. So might be reaching out to you guys to get some connects and stuff like that.
Sure. I think there's always been a very, very sturdy bridge between music and fashion, and nobody can deny that. Like, we were talking about Kanye earlier. Like, for real, like, the only other thing I know Kanye by, like, heavily, other than music and his antics, fashion. Playboy Cardi, I'm pretty sure he even took a stint off of music, if I'm not mistaken, and was just doing modeling, shit like that. But I've always been, I've had a great affinity for fashion. I love that type of shit. I grew up also, there was the way I was raised, I wasn't able to also like wear everything that I wanted to. So I'd sit there in my plain ass clothes and I'd be thinking about shit. Damn, I could be doing this, or how does this look with that? And you feel me? Obviously it wasn't encouraged, but as I grew into my adulthood and was able to make the choices and explore the fashion world and goddamn actually going to a lot of different shows and meeting designers, things of that nature, whether it be like New York Fashion Week or locals and shit like we talking about. Goddamn, shouts out Geo Pittsburgh Visions, like he was just talking about that's gang, all that type of shit. I greatly and deeply love. And I've definitely had some fucking wild ass rock star shit happen outside of the rock star realm with fashion.
That's actually how I started making money before I was doing anything else. I used to cut up people's pants in high school and dyed tie-dye shirts and bleach shirts and put holes in shirts. Like when all the distress shit came out, like I was on top of that shit. And like I literally like I remember at one point like I had everybody like all the guys in school dressing the same way as me on some shit. It was crazy. All of high school we used to trade clothes, sell clothes and shoes and shit. That's really how I got my start into like fucking with clothes heavy.
Like if you design clothes, I can just imagine it. Like if you design clothes and you know you see somebody like you don't know or like you might know but they're wearing it. I mean that has to be a good feeling.
Yo, because our brand Visions, like it started in Pittsburgh, but like with the 3 tours, they've come down to Wilmington 15, 20 times. Like every other month coming down here because I'm from Pittsburgh, so those are my boys. But like Wilmington, you feel me? So now coming down here, I'll be walking around and just seeing people in Visions, knowing that this came from Pittsburgh because we brought the guys down here. And like there's so many people in the city, I don't even know these people. A lot of people rocking the brand, so that is crazy. Like you're saying, like just strangers, randoms, crazy.
I always wonder how like fashion trends specifically. I mean trends in general, but I always have wondered how fashion trends used to spread before the internet. Because obviously now you can see somebody across the world dressing in some nut shit, you feel me? Or Bianca Censori walking out with a pillow, and then the kids like, that's my shit. I'm gonna copy that. So Tim was on to something. But I always wonder how like before all of that, was it contained to your city? Was it contained to your
TV?
Your school?
Whoever you was watching on TV, that's who you try to dress like.
Well, that's valid. That's valid. But I'm saying like, if, you know, you was talking about like setting trends and shit where you was doing, you know what I'm saying, where you was designing shit like that, I wonder how it starts on like a small scale. Obviously, we gonna look at, you feel me, the kings of it or whoever we're seeing, but
when I wonder if it's really different. Before we tried to dress like rappers, we tried to dress like basketball players. So that's all I know. It's like we was on TV trying to dress like the niggas in the NBA. For sure.
Yeah. And speaking of NBA, I mean, like Shaq, and then like you have people who have like, you know, Yeezy and stuff, look, you know, but it's a luxury brand. And then you have like people like Shaq who made like you know, shoes that sell at Walmart for you know, people who can afford it. So I mean, fashion's it's just like the music industry is so.
Fawn Marbury, I think, did that too. Yeah, Fawn Marbury made some shoes that were like $40 or something that were like super affordable back like years and years and years ago.
Nice.
And that's actually the difference between me and Gio. Like for our tour merch, I like our shirts to be able to be $10, like low quality, cool. But like for our clothing brand, like the hoodies be 60, 70 because they're really expensive and nice quality. So
do y'all go through like your own merchandisers and stuff to like get it made?
Oh yeah.
So you take out the middleman where you're like,
the gang. We got a factory in the Philippines.
Nice.
We got it like they own it, built it, everything. And then we got a distributor in like Pakistan, and then like we got people local we work with in Wilmington and in Pittsburgh. So we had a few outlets and shit.
Sure.
Clothing brand low key just as big as the music, if not bigger. Yeah, it's about on the same scale. Like clothing brand is huge. It's crazy.
Like Exo said, it goes hand in hand because Sarah was like peeping the Instagram. She does like a bunch of like social media and stuff and like marketing, different management stuff for us, like behind the scenes versus like the on camera work. And so she was like researching, and she was like, yeah, like he's like really into fashion. I was like, I mean, it makes sense because like being a musician, I mean, you're an artist, and fashion is also art. So it's a display of art, and it's like just two different realms, two different avenues, but still under an artist's mindset.
Yes, hell yeah.
And I like, since you talk about avenues and shit, like, I'm a musician, and that's my first like love child. When it comes to art as a whole, that's my primary. But like, overall, I just want to be an entertainer. You know what I'm saying, and use my influence to power the next generation of art. Like, give other people, like we were talking about the Ed Sheeran thing. I want to give other people an opportunity to make derivative of my art in order, whether it inspires them to do their own thing, that's cool. I do want to be copied eventually. I think all great artists are copied, but I also do the acting shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that also historically with music, you look at Ice Cube, people like that. You know what I'm saying? There's just a whole entertainment.
He's big on the acting shit. I don't know why you just not bringing that up.
I was about to say, I'm glad you brought that up because I had forgot we like to put it in the questions that we had. You know, Sarah had mentioned you did something with like Zoe 102.
Oh yeah,
and I saw you said something about like the casting on Instagram. You're talking about, or like on your story, you're talking about casting and stuff and reach out to people for casting for
tomorrow.
Something.
Yeah, I was about to say filming tomorrow and the day after, just before the show. So we're gonna be packed out, but
our tour starts Saturday. He got a film tomorrow.
So what do y'all do? Just like, is it your own projects, or you just like?
This is my own project. I'm actually working. I don't know if you're familiar with Luce Bennett, Shadow Focus Productions. He's in town. He's done, you feel me, a wide array of his own work. He's a director, more on the filmography side. He did, in his past, he did a lot of music videos, I think before he went into film, if I'm not mistaken. But I know he has some hot shit coming out too. He has a state-funded film called Bellum. I think he said it was like $100,000 budget, and it was a war film. So they filmed that recently. It's about to get pushed through to like festivals and everything.
Nice.
But he's head of the crew. So tomorrow I'll be locked in with him, and probably the next couple of days over the editing process, things of that nature. The film that we're working on is like a cinema and music video hybrid. It's going to be called Approach Avoidance Conflict.
Kind of like and tell me if I'm wrong, like a little bit of like Cole Bennett, kind of?
Yeah. Okay. I was about to say, and it's crazy. They also got the same last name, but yeah, crazy work. So that's gonna definitely be an experience. I've done videos in the past, but nothing like this. This is probably my biggest one.
Awesome. Yeah. So you guys will have to send that to us, and then we'll post it too. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, definitely.
If I don't send it, I'll definitely be shoving it in your face every day on social media. So somebody will fucking see the shit.
Yep.
Oh yeah. But I mean, so you're just talking about that. Mm-hmm. But do you guys have any other collabs that you guys have like up and coming, or is it you guys kind of?
Like I know y'all mentioned your tour. Yeah. What dates and locations for those, and then
we start tour on Saturday in Greenville, South Carolina. We only touring for January. We got like 6 or 7 shows, and we got like Greenville, South Carolina. We got one in Raleigh. We got one in Columbus, Ohio. Got one in Clifton, New Jersey. And we got one for my birthday in Pittsburgh on January 24th. And then the last one's in Philly on the 26th. And we opening for people like Young Chris and Luck Lover. They're pretty big, pretty cool people. But yeah, it's just a quick tour for January just to do some shows and get some footage and interact with some new towns. We haven't been to New Jersey before or Ohio. But we've been to Philly hella times. We always do hella shows in Philly.
Thanks. Shouts out Wild Philly, man. We're else on Wattsburg. That's where we're back there.
Yeah, that's where we're going back to. Yeah.
So when y'all tour, do y'all take do you like rent a bus or a van?
Fuck no, bro. Fuck no. We wish we could do that. All right. So when we went to we drove all the way to LA from over here. And when we did that, we had a Sprinter. And we went to Texas, we had a pretty big van. But most of the time, it's 2 cars. Like, we renting the cars, figuring out who can rent the cars. None of us are 25. But it always works. We always find a way. But nah, it's never like, oh, we got the van. Like, no, the shit is terrible. But it's amazing. The journey's the best part. Yeah. We always figure it out. But, like, we just be winging it. Like, we just be winging it for real.
Yeah, just keep tapping into the to the fashion, and just set a percentage aside. Before you know it, y'all have enough to buy like a used van, check it out, make sure it's good, and then get it wrapped. Because today
we're really bad at prioritizing where the money should be spent.
Because if you wrap it with like y'all's collective and like all the branding and stuff like that, like shit would go hard. We thought about doing that too because we have to use our trucks for work, so it's like we can't really like do that. But like we end up like buying a like ulterior vehicle, and basically like when we go out, it's wrapped with like the ending hours
this is
stuff.
Gonna be y'all gonna be going to different cities for bigger people. I'm telling you, I can see it.
And we're already like looking up and researching like what would be, because I mean all this stuff in here, I mean we could do it, we could pack it up, put it in the truck, take it, but like what could we do to like have like a mobile kit, you know, something like that. So we can keep this here, have a mobile kit, put it in the truck, boom, get out of the house in 10 minutes.
Because that's easy to transport. It's more the lighting. I mean, the cameras are even easy themselves, like to transport. Yeah. So really, I mean, and most places can have lighting, and we can even have like a light kit separate. But definitely looking to get into that in 2025. Touring and getting a little bit more variety of locations and doing some on the go pods and stuff.
So are you guys Wilmington natives or?
We are.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Born and raised here. We lived in a couple like outer cities throughout like all of our years. Like we lived in Burgaw, lived in now Leland, and we lived in Supply.
How long y'all been friends? It sounds like y'all been.
We're brothers.
We're brothers.
Yep.
Oh shit,
this motherfucker.
that makes so much sense. Like it sounds like these niggas been together.
Bro, I was looking at y'all's Instagrams like before I came here. I was like, fuck. I was like, which is which, bro? I like had to go in. I was like, these motherfuckers. Damn near.
It's funny. Like 90% of the time, people think we're twins. To the point where like sometimes we even just go with it, like if it's like randoms in public, and it's funny because like one time like somebody asked and he was like and I was like no, and then we looked at each other and I was like I meant and then we just went with it. But it's like the other 10% actually don't think we look anything alike.
Really?
Not like they're blinds, but because a lot of almost everyone says we look identical.
Y'all go a long way. Y'all locked in. I thought y'all was like two friends who like was in the same group and decided to do a podcast because that's how it sounded. Y'all brothers, man. Y'all good. Y'all good. That's fire.
So, familial business.
Yeah, for real. And and you know, with friends, sometimes, I mean, unless you're like really locked in, you're like close, like, you know, sometimes you're kind of timid to critique them on something or want to tell them something. I mean, tell my ass, I'll tell his ass too.
Yes.
So,
I'm doing your whole
that's
fucking life.
Really a good part of it.
Yep.
And like even on the other side of like with our team and like with even just being men, like my boys and shit, they'll be going through shit or like times will be hard and they can't make these shows or they can't come to the studio for weeks and like you said, men are timid, they're scared to tell each other that, but like as a brother you'll be like, yo, I need this, I'm fucked up, and like they got you. So like that's really nice to have, is like y'all know y'all can lean on each other. I be trying to tell my brothers they can lean on me, they be
hey, sometimes, you know, pride gets in the way.
I respect that, because when I'm going through shit I'm the same way, so I can't I handle that shit alone, so I already know.
So if you guys, like, you know, 17, 18-year-old kid just getting out of, you know, high school, and he's like, dude, you know what? I think my passion is making music. What would be, you know, some advice to give them starting straight out of the gate?
You better be ready to put in 10 years.
Yeah.
You know that 10,000 hour shit? That's not a joke. Like I said, I started at 11, started recording at 15. I don't think I sounded good till about last year. Like, and that's like, I swear, like, you got to take time to develop your sound. You got to take time to develop your business. You got to take time to find how good you perform. Like, there's so many things that take years to develop. And a lot of people think they're going to go in and then the music's going to be good and that they're going to sound good off rip. My advice is give it time. Give everything time. And make hella mistakes. Make all the mistakes you can. Because the quicker you make the mistakes, the quicker you stop making them.
Yeah.
That's real.
Actually, that kind of reminds me. Do you guys remember that song Friday by Rebecca Black?
Yes.
So, like, that girl, like, a lot of people don't have what that girl had because her dad was, like, a label exec or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
And, you know, she right out of gate, you know, her first song, Viral, her, you know, was distributed, was everywhere.
Yeah.
And then, like, I looked her up the other day just, you know, because she popped in my brain, and, like, she's still doing it. But, like, you know, a lot of people don't have that luxury to have, like, a dad as an exec or something like that. So her path was a little different, but I was just saying, like, for the normal just kid, it was just like, yo, I want to do this, but I don't know where to start.
Actually, where to start is, like you said, a lot of people don't have a dad in there, but sometimes it takes going to a studio where there's a big producer and that's how you get in, or going to like label buildings or shows with big artists and stuff. If you're in a small town, you got to travel. That's one of my biggest advices for artists is travel. A lot of people will just sit in town and drop music and videos from their town and stuff. If no one's ever made it from your town, you're probably not going to be the first. Like you got to go to Atlanta, you got to go to New York, you got to go to LA, you got to go to Miami. Like you got to go, you got to travel. That's why all our shows be in Charlotte and Raleigh, because ain't nobody doing no shows in Wilmington, ain't nobody blowing up, ain't no labels coming to Wilmington to look for no rappers. Like, it's not like, if you want to make a successful career in this business, you got to travel. That's the only way you're doing shows. That's the only way people are going to hear you. There's like 100,000 people in this town. That's like barely enough to even go platinum. Like you're going to have to travel. Like
you got to network too. We were mentioning social media is so huge, but like networking, like you can't really do any wrong if you're networking. Like that's one of the things. Like we like to party, but when we go out, we try to make it business element too.
Yes,
and I was in Red Dogs a few weeks ago and met a guy on TikTok who actually, I think he's here like locally, but he did like a lot of stuff down at the campus, like spin a wheel or $20.
Spin
the wheel.
Goofball?
Yep, Goofball.
Yeah,
because a friend of mine knows him, and then like she introduced me, and then like he had like 924,000, like almost 1 million on Instagram. I was like, damn, dude, I didn't even know, but like I'd seen one of his videos years ago, and I'm like, oh shit. And then the same night, I met a guy who did a funny video series on TikTok. He's really big on TikTok, and hit the guy that was in the video with him has 16 million. And he's from Charlotte. It's like Xavier, like Suave Xavier or something like that. Okay. But he has like these Doberman pinchers, like, and basically does videos with them, like funny videos with them. And then they did like impersonations, like funny impersonations and stuff like that on there. But yeah, I met him in Red Dogs the other night, and then like technically that's just building connections.
Yes, bro, and that's here. So like.
So imagine the connections you can build in the music industry in Atlanta and New York.
Yes, actually, first day in Atlanta, literally my first day in Atlanta, the first event I went to, I'm literally smoking a blunt with V's. I don't know if y'all know V's, the rapper. But yeah, I'm smoking with him and Hoodrich Keem and shit. And like, that was what put the battery in my back, was like, I got to travel to other cities as often as I can. I've been on the road since. That was like almost 4 years ago now. But like, that's why, like I said, there's more things we should spend our money on. But my main thing has always been touring and like traveling, because that's just been... That's just worked out for us so far.
So speaking of that, because you named off a couple different cities. So, you know, people think country, they think Tennessee.
Yes.
So to think, so
Rap,
like, is there
New
like
York.
is like different like subgroups? Like, yo, if I'm country, I'm definitely going to Tennessee. If I'm drill, I'm going to New York, something like that.
Yes.
So is it like sectioned off like that? Like, yo,
Yes.
this is my genre. I need to live here.
Yes.
Is it something like that, or is
No,
it?
it is like that. And it's not even live there. It's more of so market there.
Okay.
Like you got to know your demographic. Like you got to know your area. You got to know your age range. You got to know your genre. You got to know the personality type of the people who you're trying to target. Like if you're making super pop rap, like you're not trying to go to a trap concert and like perform that. Like nah, go to somewhere where the headliner sounds more like Juice or X or something.
Right.
And like you got to know your demographic down to the age, the niche, the what platforms they'll be on first. Like if you're making like super personal rap, like you're not going to want to go on Twitch, like, but Instagram will be the place where people put that on their stories.
Right.
Or like if you're making underground rap, Twitch will be better for you, but like nobody's going to hear about a long ass post on like Twitter or Facebook. Like Instagram and quick reels, that's your marketing demographic. So like that's my favorite part about even managing and owning the company, like, or just working with the guys is learning the marketing techniques. That's the business is my favorite part for sure.
And I feel like, with you guys being in fashion, music,
Yes.
film, like you guys are like learning something. You have to be learning something like every day.
Single day. Like literally learning something new every single day. Especially like because we're the ones putting our own tours together and shit. And like now we're the ones who doing our own photo editing, video editing. Like I mean, we have our guys who do the music videos and shit. But as far as like you said, small content and quick flyers or shit like that. So it's just like learning the processes of videography and photography, which is something not all rappers ever get into, but we have to because we're independent. And then getting it deep into engineering and learning how to mix and EQs and compressors and shit. A lot of rappers don't get into that, but independent, you have to. And then like learning marketing and where to tour and what kind of shows to open for. And if you'll sound good with that artist, a lot of people when they sign the labels, they just put you on the right one. You got to find that out on your own as independent artists.
Yep. And it's just crazy because like, the average person, they look at the finished product, but they never really think about the work that went behind, the 2 weeks that it did just for this one song to come out. You know what I'm saying?
Or even like getting the actual product, whatever it is, whether it's a song or a video, to your face.
Yeah.
How we got that, not even just how we made it, but how we made sure that you saw this, the right people saw it. You know what I'm saying?
Or like how this tour is 6 shows in January, but these shows have been getting planned for probably about 6 months. Not by us. This tour.
There's so much that goes into like the behind the scenes. Like when we took the 2 music classes at UNCW, Karen Kane, she was the professor that
I've heard of her.
Yep, that been doing stuff since like probably the 80s or 90s.
Yeah.
And she said a mix is never finished because somebody asked her in class like, how do you know when the mix is finished? She says the mix is never finished. It's surrendered. Yeah. Because you get to a point where look, I'm just gonna keep going around in circles and circles. I'm okay with this. Like I like, especially perfectionists. Like that's how I am. Like I spent on the DJ Quay and DJ Housefire episode of the podcast. I probably spent because I kept going over the audio, the video, and like when podcast editing, when you're doing scene selections or just like looking for anything that might be like accidental, like stuff that needs to be edited out, like, oh, that's actually not the person, talking at that time. Like you have to watch the entirety of that episode. So if it's a 2 hour long episode and you have to do that 10 times, that's already 20 hours.
Yes.
And then just doing that and then trying to be perfectionist, probably half of it or a third of it was me being too much of a perfectionist, but it took probably like 45 hours to edit that hour and 42-minute pod from like 2.5 hours of raw film. But yeah, it's something that like it's never finished, it's just surrendered, because I can still watch the episode back and probably go, damn, I should have done this different or that different. And music's even more keen to those attention to detail.
The worst, bro. Like that's why I be trying to tell the guys, because everybody got fat catalogs and they'll hold their music forever. Me, like I used to be that way for years. I've been making music a lot longer than the rest of them, so like I've gotten out of that to where like if I said this project's coming and I've done said it twice and now it's 3 months, like eventually, like you said, I'm surrendering. Mm-hmm. Like whatever it sounds like, I ain't mixing these no more. I'm not even listening to no more. Like I'm dropping. And me and Shake's projects did the best that way. The company tape went crazy that way. Like that's just what I've learned is like half of the stuff you're hearing, nobody else is hearing. That's what I had to learn. Like you're hearing it for what you thought it was going to be, and they're hearing it as in that's what they thought you meant to do.
Okay. And wow, I like
that's
that.
a big
that
thing
good.
that like a lot of artists don't realize. Mm-hmm. It's like you're hearing it for what you was hoping, and they're hearing it for what they got. And as long as what they got is all right, they'll take it.
Yep.
people's standards are low as hell too.
And that's like with y'all having the collective. That's the biggest thing is like you might be like critiquing something, be like, "Damn, I hate this. This sucks." Yeah. And then somebody else might, "Dude, that is gas." And then when you hear it 5 or 6 more times, you're like, "Okay, I'm being too hard. I'm being a perfectionist."
Bro.
And then you release it and it pops off, and you're like, "All right, yep."
Those be the
I shouldn't have been sitting for 8 hours on that one verse, that one hook.
So are you guys like more of like let's say you're sitting down, you just you're doing a project and you're like grinding it. Like, are you guys like,
we don't
like
do that.
So you take a step back and then come back to it?
Yes.
Okay.
So like, if we're putting out a project now, these songs were recorded 6 months ago, 8 months ago.
Fact.
Like, and these songs we're recording today will come out in 8 months. Like, we'll just sit on songs, and like the way I'll do it is we'll make a track list, and then like once I plug the songs in, I like to stop. Like, a lot of artists will take those songs out when they make newer songs and put them in. I like to feed people everything. So once I filled in the track list, those are the songs that are coming out on that project. Like, so we can go over mixing them a couple times, but like if I'm just waiting for these few songs to be done or waiting for these things to be turned up in these songs, I just drop them. I don't like, once they sound all right, I'm cool with that personally.
So do you guys do your mastering as well, or do you send it off? You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I use this software that like masters everything the same way, basically consistently. So like as long as you send the mix in the same way, they all come out sounding perfect, crispy, industry standard mastering. So
nice. That's awesome, because how we were explaining, you guys, we use Autopod. So that's kind of similar.
Yes, kind of exactly like that. Hell yeah.
Yeah, when we did music, we got into like mixing, like learned about EQ, compression, all that kind of stuff, but we never got into mastering. We just always heard it was like so much more intuitive than mixing.
Mastering is like, at the same time where it's technically the most like simple because you don't have to put too many elements within the actual master, it's the most difficult because you have to get each part of it, which is much less than the overall mix. You can say compensate for, you feel me, a mishap within compression or EQ here that you fix later, like somewhere down the chain. You know what I'm saying? If it's in the mix, whether it be the vocal or the instrumental. But the master, not only do you have to bring all those tracks together into one track and glue it, you still have to maintain space for it, whether it be the top, you know what I'm saying, whether it be the bottom of the sound, left, like spatial awareness goes crazy in there. And it took me a while. I'm still not a great, you feel me, mastering artist or engineer. I'm good when it comes to mixing, but I got a lot more to learn on that. Definitely.
Man, like I said, when we go over mixing and mastering too much, half of our last company tape, we didn't even master half them shits because it was like we just kept going over the process of like trying to get them to sound perfect. And when you having 6 people on the song and you recorded it in 3 different studio sessions, like it's just, you just got to give it to them how it is.
And
raw.
6 different opinions on how it should sound at it. Cause everybody do got they separate input, that type shit too. So that's a lot to think about.
Yeah, I definitely like listen to that. I mean, I can see definitely during the editing process and mix and mastering process, it can probably get hectic for y'all.
Yeah.
But I mean, with that many brains on it and that many,
just don't think too hard, like you were saying.
Just
like,
learn
once
to
it sounds
enjoy it.
good, give it to them. Like they'll take it just how it is for that. Especially in rap. In rap, it definitely really doesn't matter. People listen to underground music that's just like raw, no mastering. Like it's fine.
And sometimes it's aesthetic.
It sounds the best that way. Oh my God, I hate when you do too much to a song. That's the worst.
Yeah,
like when you done made it sound too clean and now it don't got the same feeling it had before. That's the worst.
It takes some emotion out.
Yeah,
for sure. But I got it's last question, but it's a fun question. Dead or alive? If you guys could pick one artist to perform,
Freddie Mercury.
So okay.
I did not expect that. I really did not expect that.
I didn't either. I didn't expect it either.
I gotta be on stage with Queen. What was that? I can't think of the name of the concert. Was it like live? No, the huge one, like the biggest one they did. Oh my gosh, I forget what it was called. It was like they had Elton John there too. Like what was the giant concert Queen did? I cannot think of it.
I have no fucking clue.
Wasn't Woodstock?
No, something like that though.
Like the '98 one or something.
Yes, it's something like that. It was one. It might have been.
I know what you're
Woodstock,
talking about. I don't know the name for the life of me.
But nah, if I could go to that concert, be on stage with them right there, I could die after that.
Yeah,
that's valid.
That's it. That's all I need.
Oh yeah. Who would you choose?
So it's a toss up. Once again, that swing music. I don't make the music, but fuck it. If I had to choose any, it's either gonna be Frank Sinatra or Nat King Cole. I'm gonna get in there. I'm gonna have my suit. You feel me? Black and white, looking dapper. I ain't even gonna be doing all the rock star shit. That'll be the one time y'all don't see me do the rock star shit. I'm gonna sit there and I see it in my head now. Just sing to the rest of it and sing these little flappers out of their dresses that are way too long, but we're still condemning all that tight shit, man. So,
but you had to do it with a bottle of scotch or a glass of scotch too.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'll do it with some wok. Shit.
But yeah, fellas, I mean, we appreciate you guys coming. I mean,
we appreciate you having us, gang.
Dude,
absolutely, dude.
Y'all gave us a lot of insight. You gave me insight, and I had probably more than the average person, probably a little bit more experience, like with doing audio and stuff, music, stuff like that. So, I mean, you guys were taught me stuff tonight, so I appreciate y'all for that.
Definitely more knowledge than the average.
But yeah, man, we appreciate you guys coming. You guys want to come back on? You guys are more than welcome to come back on.
We're gonna bring more of the gang too.
Yeah,
more of us could have fit on this couch, man. I'll pass the mic. Got to bring all the boys up in here. Yeah.
OD passed the mic.
Shit. Yeah.
And then we used the Rodecaster Pro, but we actually thought about getting into like another multi-track recorder because we have 2 more mics. It's just that only has 4 inputs. So we even thought about like getting like another multi-track recorder and then being able to tap and use those other 2 mics and stuff like that. And,
yeah, that would be hard.
So definitely have you on again because we're just building inventory right now.
Yeah,
that would be crazy.
Yeah, that would. Yep.
And we're thinking about like other things too, like like you said, traveling, but like even locally, we're taking what can we do to get like maybe different visual in our video because a lot of people. They want to watch the video, but it's something that's aesthetic, like the backdrop here. Something that makes the video pop. That's what people like to see. It's catching to the eye. So
I got to talk to some people, but maybe like bring this to a concert, like one of the crazy shows we have, and like do backstage interviews or some shit. Like,
oh, that shit.
That would be fire.
Some WWE.
Fuck yeah.
Interviews after that shit.
Full Send did it at UFC. You guys are familiar with Full Send?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They
No
did
boys.
that at I think UFC 300.
Some shit like
they
that.
They were doing shit in the fucking back before the fighters would go out and do their thing. So,
and then Full Send had I think it was the guy that helped do Happy Dad with them. It was like Steve will do it, Kyle Forgrad, and then whoever like the other guy was that was like behind the scenes like co-owning Happy Dad. He had a wedding and they were just in the back just running pod and they just kept cycling people in, like Logan Paul dropped in there and stuff, and they that was a fire pod because they just had like a whole bunch of different guests and it was like themed at that wedding. So we could like do something because we talked to Varnish getting into like bars, DJs, musicians, clubs, all that kind of stuff in the local area. We talked to when we had John Vaughn on. They had like talked to Clark, one of the co-owners of Varnish, and we're thinking about having it up in like the 3rd floor in the like the booths that they have in there. Because I had the idea of having it in Red Dogs, but we weren't able to make that work in 2023 around the New Year's time with DJ Quay. But yeah, we're definitely gonna look into tapping back into doing that, like having it like themed around whoever we're having on that episode, just so that people aren't seeing the same exact aesthetic every time.
I definitely have another suggestion too.
Okay.
You already know where I'm about to go with this, but bro, like I'm gonna be honest with you, you need to get some of this on the pod.
I've been chewing it the whole episode.
Exactly, like
shit
even have it.
works.
So I'll take a fucking handful of that shit, bro, and get in. But I'm not gonna lie, I definitely would have fallen asleep if I did not have this NeuroGum because, like, literally, I've been working my ass off for like the past 2 weeks. I've not been going to sleep until film times or stripper times, whichever you look at it, like 5, 6 in the morning. But yeah, this has definitely been the double downer for me. I mean. I got down, you feel me? I gave bro some too. We got in the studio off this. We were just making like crazy bangers literally the other day. So definitely fuck with NeuroGum. It will accelerate your whole workforce, get you in your flow state, and I guarantee you're going to make the best work that you've made in the past, like, all your life. Fuck
it definitely works. Yeah, I've been chewing it the whole episode and feeling alert and alive, and I've been busy all day, so it was definitely a pick-me-up that on top of, just losing energy and just trying to focus on the pod, being excited for that. I was like, this stuff works.
Oh, yeah.
And you wouldn't think it would. Like, you're just, I'm about to chew this piece of gum and have like the same effects, but healthy of a Red Bull or something. Like, nah, this shit works.
And you don't get the negative effects either.
Exactly.
That's what I like.
You don't put all those chemicals and stuff that you don't even know what the hell's in those energy drinks these days.
Yeah.
Because I love an energy drink too, but the crash, like that's something that I haven't experienced with the gum either.
Never.
Yeah. And I'm not going to lie. Fuck a honey pack. I know that's not what this is meant for. Hey, look.
That is crazy.
Go lay it down on the NeuroGum. I tried it, bro. The libido boost is nuts. I was going crazy for like 4 hours the other night, gang.
Hitting something off the NeuroGum is crazy.
I'm saying, bro, NeuroGum, boy.
But yeah, I mean, I was chewing it and I spit it out, you know, to drink the water and stuff, because I don't like chewing gum and drinking water at the same time. But I'm still wide awake.
Texture thing.
But yeah, I mean, it's good stuff.
It's like the L-theine or theine or something like that. That's what Joe Rogan was talking about on it. But yeah, that stuff's, it's magic.
No, I'm about to say, man, y'all get y'all from your TikTok shop today.
Yeah.
Prayed about Harvard Sciences.
But yeah, guys. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna have these guys. They're gonna shoot us their socials. We're gonna have all their socials posted in the description below. So please go follow them. Go like, share, subscribe. You guys know the deal. But you know, we appreciate you guys again for coming on.
Appreciate you for having us.
You know, we're excited to have you guys back on in the future.
Hell yeah, ASAP. Yep. Got to come back ASAP. Dropping some projects soon. Got to come back.
Hell yeah. So for the viewers, what projects do y'all have coming out? In the near future, in like the next like month or two?
I got a solo project coming out in the next couple weeks. It's called For Better or For Worse. It's my first solo project in almost 2 years. I've been working with the gang for so long, but yeah, we're everybody's dropping solo projects this year because all we've done is our collab tape.
Hell yeah.
We have 12 artists. Everybody's dropping 2 or 3 solo projects. 2 more company collab projects coming. We about to flood it. So y'all keep tapping in.
Definitely. Personally, I also got some solo stuff going on. I know I have a couple music videos that me and Gio, that's you feel me, the whole founder of Visions Attire and everything. He also has the film side of his work. I know we've done a couple videos are still in the process of getting edited. I'm about to start rolling them out now that we're in the new year, along with some singles and probably some EPs. I've been in the past couple months when I created my new Spotify and SoundCloud and Apple Music accounts. I was doing about like 4 to 5 song EPs. I'm gonna probably keep that up and then throw some singles in along with these music videos, and especially the one that that I'm filming tomorrow. I cannot wait for you guys to see that. Like, it's gonna be, when I tell you it's gonna be the best thing I've fucking done, like, be glued to your chairs and awaiting that one. So,
yeah.
Nice.
Well, we'll check it out, fellas, and then try to slide through to a concert sometime. If we don't make the January tour, hit us up some more tour dates. And we'll slide through.
Go sign some cities together.
Hell yeah.
Let's go, brother.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Yep. But alrighty, guys. Well, if you're watching this during the day, and this is funny. This is what I always end with, and I stuttered hard as hell last time, so I'll get it. So if you guys are watching this during the day, please like. If you're watching this at night, please like. And if you're watching this during the middle of the day, go back to fucking work. So, guys.
Fucking work.
But yeah, guys, we again appreciate you guys coming on. We've had a great time. I've had a great time.
This shit was fire. Yeah.
But
y'all had some great questions. I fucks with it.
Appreciate y'all. Of course.
But yeah, guys, everyone have a good day, good night, whatever. See you guys on the next video.
All right, guys. Peace.